Hi, I'm Chris Goebel, the Vice Principal here at Westman Alternate School, and I thought I'd give everyone an August update about how the school planning we did last year is playing out very nicely, as we're starting to see increased restrictions uh, possible in other places such as the United States, Australia. So, as you know, with COVID last year, it was a bit of an up and down. We had lots of parents who came into our program because they were uncertain about what the traditional schools would do with respect to daily attendance and if COVID uh, restrictions increased. So I know since May of last year, it's been up and down as to what's going to happen for the 2021-2020 school year. So I just thought I'd like to say that the work we did with our parent council and school council this year has really paid off. So part of that planning we did was as we were looking at refreshing the PEP program, we wanted to keep the weekly group events that we had been doing as a school and that our parents really loved, and I think is our unique niche as something in between a traditional school and a homeschool. But we also wanted to respond to the increasing changes we were seeing in the province with respect to synchronous contact. And what that means is you have live interaction between a teacher and a student. And with the online programs, uh, and COVID, the province has seen a big push to worrying about quality assurances. And their way of sort of addressing that was increasing the number of live interactions that teachers would have with students. So even the online programs you'll see across the province, for students outside the school division, there's an expectation of daily synchronous contact. Now, our program has weekly contact, so we're halfway between a traditional school with its daily contact and a homeschool that has sort of two contacts with a teacher each year. So our weekly contact system is a great solution. It provides you lots of flexibility during the week. But one of the other things that it allows us to do was to handle sort of the expected blips and ups and downs that we could be facing with COVID. So in the past, our program was really a mentor program, and it didn't scale very well as we got new enrollments, and if you get swamped with a whole bunch of last minute registrations. So this last year, we made it through this year. We provided the services that were needed in this unexpected time that no one really saw coming. And we wanted to be able to do better and have a program that responded to the need for weekly group instructions that our parents wanted, the changes in the province to synchronous group instruction, provided a solution that was in between traditional daily school and homeschool. And we also, in that designing, we wanted something that could accommodate any sort of uncertainties with COVID up and downs and the registrations. And I'm happy to say that I thought COVID was over in the summer and would be through it. And now we're seeing sort of this new Delta wave, and we'll see other waves here in the future. And so I'm happy to say that as an administrator, I know our system can handle that our redesign was really wise. So what we did was we based our program on these weekly group events or monthly course instructions. And so with COVID, that allows us to handle a lot of the quarantine issues that could ever come up if they came up again in the future. So we have our contact minimized. You still get that interaction that's necessary no matter what, and we know kids desperately need, especially as they're stuck at home. So we provide that, but it's not this big mass of students in one building like you'd have in a traditional school. The other thing that does is our class sizes, as we look at the numbers, we sort of expect about 5 students in any of those group events on the Cartson side and on the Raymond side. So as you go up, until you get to about 10 students in a class, the dynamics really don't change too much. So what this allows us to do is allows us to accommodate any number of unexpected registrants here in the fall without changing our style of instructional delivery. It allows us time to bring on new teachers to offer new course sections as needed. So we won't have any of the startup busyness that we had last time as we were trying to respond to scale to a new problem. So just wanted to say we are in a great position as a school to respond to any extra registrants, people who may be worried about what's going to happen in the new school year and are looking at coming our way. Now, as we're in the fall, when we see unexpected stuff happening in Australia during their winter season, and various school systems down in the States having things like mandatory mask requirements and other uncertainties about how education would go. Just happy to say we've got a great program that's well suited for exactly the scenarios that we're in here in Canada. And happy to say that Alberta, and especially our school division, is one of the more open places around here. Now, as should the COVID blips get bigger this fall and there be major changes to people comfort level heading to a traditional school, that we're in a good place to respond to that. And as our school numbers, should they head up, that we're able to respond to those very easily. Our weekly and monthly course schedules respond incredibly well to just to a switch to an online program. You parents have access to all the curriculum designed for independent instruction at home. Our teachers have gone through those curriculums, figured out the assignments that go with it. Their year plans are ready, set to go at the start of September. And so then should any of the classes not be able to meet face to face, then we've got the option of online courses during that same time. We've already gamed out those scenarios here in the spring. We expect that the weekly classes should be able to continue. We've minimized contact, and I don't really think, in my personal opinion, that we'll be going back to the restrictive procedures of last year. But should there be parents that start to get anxious about face-to-face contact, then should we have the extra registrant numbers, then we should be able to offer those online sessions in a format that is identical to the face-to-face instruction. And it's not that everyday Zoom tutorial that may not work well for a lot of learners, that we're concentrating instruction just in those once a week or once a month events that provide students with the face-to-face contact they need, seeing some other students, some of that socialization, and just also give some direction as to what's happening. And those are complemented by the tutorials. So we can spin up our program as it was designed into an online version with just a flip of the switch and no changes whatsoever. It should be a very seamless process. So we're very happy for all the work that our Parent Advisory Council put into the refreshed program that we started last year and are ready to implement this year. I think we're very well positioned for any potential changes that come our way. And I think as a parent, you wouldn't feel any changes no matter what happens with COVID this fall, that the programming and the structures you're going to get through us are very robust, very resilient. And I think they provide a great middle of the road solution between traditional homeschooling and a traditional daily attendance class. So thanks for all your work. Happy that the summer has stayed busy and we've been able to get things prepared for you for the middle of September start of classes through our alternative program.